right, we are sitting with the Sheriff of Terrebonne Parish, Sheriff Tim Soignet. This involves a cold case from 2018, and we're going to talk to the Sheriff about how it all transpired, but they have made some cases out of this cold case, so they're moving forward with it. Sheriff, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you, Martin.
Tell us a little bit, the victim, LaRondell Esco, correct?
So LaRondell Esco, he's a 45-year-old male at the time of his disappearance. This was originally a missing person, which the date of disappearance was October 16, 2018. He was reported missing October 18, 2018. Through the course of the investigation, he was last seen leaving a card game at a residence on Westside Boulevard in Houma, October 16, 2018, in a 2003 Ford Expedition. The blue Ford Expedition was recovered October 26th on Bayou Sally Road in Dulac, Louisiana. A thorough investigation was conducted. However, the case went cold. In March 2024, our Criminal Intelligence Division discovered new information. That new information led to completion of additional interviews and new evidence that came forward. The new information revealed that Esco was invited to a gathering at a residence of Rodriguez and Cantrell in Chauvin, Louisiana on October 16, 2018. We can confirm that Rodriguez and Cantrell are in a relationship. The gathering was planned by both Rodriguez and Cantrell with both specific intent to kill Esco at the residence. Once at the residence, Esco was lured to the rear of the property where he was then killed by Rodriguez. After the murder, Rodriguez disposed of Esco's body at the rear of the property, and on April 4th, 2024, investigators conducted interviews with Rodriguez and Cantrell, who admitted their involvement in the murder, which led to their arrest for first-degree murder. On April 5th and 6th, authorities and crime scene personnel recovered the human remains on the property in Chauvin, Louisiana, which are believed to be LaRondell Esco's. The remains is still an active investigation, and there's a great deal of additional information still being reviewed, and we will provide additional information as we receive it.
Sheriff, on cold cases like this, is it, I guess we're all spoiled from watching TV shows to watch cold cases and all, but is that really similar? Is that reality? Or when you're dealing with a cold case, how do you go about getting in, and what do you lean on the most?
Well,
is it people giving you information?
Well, first, a case may go cold where leads are investigated to where, okay, every stone's turned and it may become dormant. As new information, they take it and continue to move forward. Fortunately, some of the information that we were able to receive, it moved forward to where now we finally had enough to make an arrest. But I can tell you a great deal of work has been put into this investigation from the beginning and now to its current stages, and there's still a lot of work to be, there's still a lot of work being done.
Yeah, talk about your group here at the Sheriff's Department that has been working on this for a while, and how involved is this when they do a case like this?
Well, it's very involved, and one thing to remember, our detectives, Criminal Investigative Division, our Intel Division work hand in hand together, but we're victim oriented. Families deserve peace, and we're not gonna stop till we can make sure the family deserves the peace and the justice they deserve.
Yeah. When you get a case like this, and I'm not presuming because I don't know all the facts and I know you haven't released them, but when somebody comes forward, do they come forward for different reasons, or do some of them just have guilt that has been on their mind for a while and they just want to clear their own mind?
I think sometimes it's a combination of both, or just new information. As we get new information, if it's something that's credible we can investigate, we'll continue to move forward. And I think that was pretty much most of the case on this particular, the information in the beginning. And look, I'll tell you right now, I can't speak enough about my Criminal Investigative Division, Criminal Intelligence Division that are really working hard. And they did a great job, and I'm very proud of the work. And if you can see, and I think you had some footage from earlier, you can see those guys were out there working. Look, I'm very proud of the work that they're doing.
Yeah, can we talk about that scene? Naturally, we do, and you allowed us to get some footage, but what could you tell us about the scene itself, if you could?
Well, through that, they were, once our investigators went out there, they were able to look and see where they would remains would be. There was a little bit of logistics work and cooperation, even among the parish, where we're able to basically pump a pond down so we can. Then we actually started finding remains relatively fast upon that.
Yeah. Did it come from information that y'all received in the investigation, and how accurate was it?
Based off of the initial information, it led to where the crime actually occurred. We were able to start looking in that particular area, and that's how we discovered the remains.
Yeah, and like I said, you've been around law enforcement for a long time, and people in this room have been around for a long time. This is not a everyday occurrence.
It's not.
You rarely hear about these things, and so when you hear about something like this coming across the pipe, it's a little different, isn't it?
It's definitely different, but I'll say this. I think we've had conversations earlier among our investigators and our detectives. I think we've had about 4 in the last 3 or 4 years, and we've actually been able to find justice for these families, and actually make arrests as a result of this kind of work.
How did y'all get to the crime scene right now? Was it somebody that just gave you a tip and sort of proceed from there? Because was it mostly technology, or was it mostly boots on the ground?
It's a combination of both, but look, technology definitely helps our boots on the ground. It's having the right equipment, having the right work, but I'm not going to take away from the hard work. Technology didn't do it all, but it's definitely been helped tremendously for our good law enforcement officers, our investigators, to get the job done.
And you sort of merged divisions in this investigation. Explain how maybe the drug world and the crime world came together with this.
Most of these type of things, sometimes they're often linked hand in hand. And our criminal intelligence division, we have some of the best detectives in the violent crime, some of our best narcotics, and they've learned to work together in a lot of these type of cases, and it's been very successful for us.
Captain Mitchell Lejean, Detective Bureau Assistant Supervisor.
Major Cody Wazan, Chief of Detectives.
First Lieutenant Travis Sanford, Criminal Intelligence Division.
Senior Detective Richard Hunter, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, Criminal Intelligence Division.
Lieutenant Colonel Terry Day, Criminal Commander, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office.
And just, Sheriff, while we have you there with the guys behind you, it's like I said, we don't always want to mimic TV. We see so much on TV that we don't know what's truth and what's not truth. But how involved is that to get this done with a group like this?
It's a lot of work, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm 100% blessed when you see these guys out there doing their job. I feel blessed every day when I see them doing what they do.
And when you talk about technology and boots on the ground, you still always have to have boots on the ground. Technology won't do it alone, right?
Technology doesn't do it alone. You still got to have these guys are in the trenches making it happen, and it still requires good, hard police work and in the trenches to make it happen. Technology is a better tool to make it a little bit more efficient.
And technology sort of hints where it's at, but they still got to go do it.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, so since 2018, and when you're able to make an arrest in a case like this, there's family out there. What does it do for the family? Did the family have any idea that it might have been a murder, or were they just still hope for them?
Well, I think there's always hope, but I think more important at some point in time is getting closure. Yeah. And the main priority is making sure that family, they get the justice and they get the closure they deserve.
It's got to be horrific to go that long without knowing.
And look, the family deserves justice and they deserve these things. And our guys, at the end of the day, they need to see that. And that's what drives them to do this work.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit more about the arrest that were made? What's the most you could tell us on that without, compromising your end of the investigation? But what can you tell us? Were they cooperative when they were arrested?
I would probably say it took some good police work and to get them to cooperate, but they eventually cooperated.
When you make an arrest like that and the suspects are arrested, and this may be a crazy question, but in a way, do they want to sort of get it off their chest too? They might have been holding it for a long time.
Well, I really believe anybody that commits a violent crime, they got to carry that load, and sometimes It's good investigative skills that get them to offload it so we get the information we need so they can do their job.
When you were elected, you told the people you were going to sort of go with some new technologies and some new ways of approaching investigations. Is this one of the payoffs to that?
This is one of the payoffs. And look, it's having the right tools to get the job done, but at the end of the day, those tools provide a good service to our community and our victims. And at the end of the day, this is about the victims getting the justice they deserve and the families getting the closure they deserve. And you know what? That's a good investment in that type of technology so we can do that. And it's a good investment for our officers because our officers work hard. You know what? They want a good result at the end for the families. They want a good result for the work they're doing. And from our officers and the victims, they all deserve to have the best we can give them to get that job done.
Where does it go from here, Sheriff, the investigation?
It's still a continued investigation. There's nothing ever closed. Mm-hmm. But you know, if there's anybody else that was involved one way or another, need to be held accountable, I'm going to make sure that happens.
Any suspicion that there might be more? Or do you think you have all?
I'm not going to say yes or no. I mean, that's what my investigators let them determine that. I got my 100% confidence in these guys to do that job.